Hello and welcome back to another episode of 3 Pints and a Clean Sheet. Greg, how are you?
I'm excited that the season has begun.
Yes, and so were our listeners after our big preview last week. Thank you if you tuned in. It was much appreciated. So the view stats going up a wee bit, and that's what we like to see. Kyle, what about you? How are you?
I'm good considering the weather.
Very, very bad weather, so
It's
glad
dreary.
you're doing good.
Before we start, Robert, can I ask, do you want to change your prediction about who's going to win the Scottish Premiership after 1 week?
No, because it's 1 week, so I'm going to stick with my prediction. Thank you, and we'll come out of that.
Are you?
Yeah, yeah, I am indeed. And you didn't expect me to say anything else, so that sums that one up. Someone I would say, some club that I would say got off to a relatively good start was Queens. Actually, it was a 0-0 draw away to Alloa, but a bogey team for us in the past. Yeah, I'm happy with that. What about you? Okay, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, given the injuries we had.
Or not? Sorry. Sorry.
Just change his name.
Yeah, come to you first.
Yeah, they did alright.
Given the injuries Queens had, it was, to come away with that with a 0-0 is commendable, and it's one of those games that I feel last year we would have lost.
Probably did, to be honest. But I'm happy with it. We've struggled at Alloa in recent years, so you can't grumble. Unbeaten start, clean sheet, pissed in squad.
Yeah, limited subs, very limited bash. As Big John would say, on a South bash. Yeah, let's move on. Scottish Premiership, obviously, it was a good game, but no goals. Hearts versus Rangers. Disappointing to drop points already, but Hearts looking decent. Better team, definitely in the first half. I thought Rangers kind of came into it a bit more in the second half, but not up to scratch, I'm afraid. Greg, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Hearts impressed me. I expected Hearts to not be very good this season, or not as good as they had been. Sky commented as well on moving from a back five to a back four, which seemed to work for them. I thought Hearts looked dangerous throughout the game, and probably for me were the team that likely might have scored, if anyone. I didn't feel Rangers, they obviously had the Dessers chances, but I feel like that's a caveat to any Rangers game. But for me, Hearts did well, and it's a good start to the season for them, and some worrying times for Rangers.
As a Rangers fan, Cyril Dessers is so frustrating in a sense of, you mentioned the sitters, but then you look forward to, well, I would say look forward as I'm looking back, but last night, grabbing a draw in the end of the game, the last few kicks, Dessers pops up with a lovely finish, and you think, where's that the rest of the time? Where all these other chances are coming? I mean, it's just so hit and miss, but you know what? Just love him and hate him at the same time.
He would be.
I read a point, and I'm sorry.
He'd be different gravy if he was actually competent. He'd have about 70 goals a season.
Over 20 last season. So
I was going to say 20 goals for being mince isn't bad.
Yeah, 22 goals. I'm curious what his expected goals were. If anyone knows of that stat, please let me know. I'm curious. I read a point on Twitter. I'm curious to see what you think, Robert, that Cyril Dessers is better when he doesn't have to think about it.
There is times, yeah. But then I always hark back to that goal at Betis, and it was unbelievable. And he took it past one or two defenders, also had the composure, then slotted through the keeper's legs. And you think if he's capable of that, it'd be dangerous if he had a decent chance. But he does get a lot of decent chances, and he still misses.
He's almost better against the better opposition.
I think
That's
he's
also true.
a big moment player in terms of like that at the end of the. Obviously, I'm a massive European draw qualifier, sorry, and but it's one of those.
Arguably, same as what Morelos was. Sorry, I jumped in. Morelos was one of those. He logged a big goal in a big game, as opposed to I guess Hearts Hibs.
I thought Morelos was much better than Dessers.
Morelos was underrated at the time, and then looking back, you think his stats were great. It's just he was a bit of a hothead at the start, and that kind of put a bad light. But I'd take him back. They got to move forward. It's decent. Go for it.
It's at the tone. I was also going to talk about Shankland briefly. When you look at Shankland, there was obviously the talk about, he's linked with Rangers, but Shankland is and was last season playing in that number 10 role for Hearts, and I don't know if he would play that role if he went to Rangers.
Probably not.
Like,
Probably
Rangers seem to
centre back.
have. Well, that's where Rangers really need people. But Rangers like seem to have a Dowora Campbell in that role. And actually, that's perhaps one reason why Rangers haven't gone for Shankland yet, because they don't see Shankland as a number 9 because he probably isn't best there. You know, Shankland looks best. And I thought one thing that Hearts did really well, especially given who Rangers had at the back in Davis and Suter, which looks shaky and scary. I was going to amalgamate those two words there and say skaky, which isn't a word. I thought, you know, playing it wide to Vargas, kind of long and wide to use his pace, caused Rangers no ends of problems. And then we're going to talk about this in a second as well, but you watched the Dundee derby on Sunday and watched Dundee do something very similar with Simon Murray. And if teams catch on to that against the defensive Davis and Suter, there's not really much to stop it, especially if it's down the left, because it was frequently down the left where Tavernier wasn't there and he's having to recover.
He's a right back.
You don't think the attacking team's left?
No, I was going to say, I realised what you said after I said it. It sounded funny in my head. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, credit to Hearts, it looked decent. But as you mentioned, yeah, the Dundee derby was at the weekend and some start to the season. What a first half, by the way.
Fantastic game.
From a neutral point of view, it was brilliant. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I know obviously the first 3 goals came in the first 23 minutes. But I thought it was going to be a lot more than 4 goals going by that first 23 minutes.
Yeah, I would like to start at the very start and say, I don't care whether they're champions on Flag Day or not. You do not give your city rivals a guard of honour. It just doesn't happen. It's quite embarrassing.
Did make me be a wee bit sick in my mouth.
I think it's good. It's good to show respect to your opponents.
Enjoyed the sarcasm in that tone.
No sarcasm, all heartfelt.
That's good. I enjoy the respect you're going to give me at the transfer game later.
Pick up your arse.
There we go, he's back.
It was an advert. I thought it was an
that's
advert for what Scottish football can be entertaining. Yeah, just
Just James, every 3 months these games come along in Scotland.
Not always.
On a weekend where... Yeah, I think it is. On a weekend where a lot of English fans might have been watching because there was no football league. It's still pre-season. Hearts Rangers might have been 0-0, but it was a good game. And you had the Dundee derby, which was excellent. And you had the Celtic game on Sunday, which was also good. Like, we presented a good first day of the season. And, like, having the balls to pick those games, especially actually having the Dundee derby there on a weekend where there's no English football on, would be great. I'd be interested to see how many English people actually watched it. And if they actually want to watch more Scottish football as a result, because it felt good from our side. Like, we're putting something out there that's good to watch.
Yeah, they'll make it continue. Obviously, mentioning a game there that had 4 goals as well. Went to one team, Celtic, obviously, after a dominating start on Flag Day. From what I saw, obviously didn't watch it, but saw some highlights there. Looked pretty convincing. They played some decent football. What you would have really expected for them coming in from what seemed a decent pre-season. And obviously City and Chelsea in pre-season. Okay.
Just a routine Celtic performance. It's kind of fed up saying that these days, but it's just what it is. It's what they do.
Yep. Turn up at home, score a few goals, job's a good one. I wanted to go back
confident,
quickly to the Dundee derby.
Sorry, go for it. I'll tell them about it after.
And say that, like, the Dundee derby, the penalty, why did VAR take so long? I get they were checking offside, but it is getting frustrating. Like, I know it's day one of the season. We're already talking about VAR. It just took a while. I don't like that. I'm already not like it. On the other hand, I'll give them credit because they have started applying the new handball rule, or a sort of relaxed interpretation of it, and it's doing quite well, I think.
Yeah. It's one of those that you're always going to have folk moaning. You just got to be consistent.
There was a decision in the Celtic game as well, actually, on Kyogo by the goalkeeper. And whether that was a foul by McCrory or not, obviously not given on the pitch. VAR did not formally recommend it, and there was talk he might have been offside, but VAR would have checked all of that as well. The referee, wouldn't have said, oh, he was offside. They would have gave a penalty. I don't know about that one. I'm really not sure. At the end of the day, Celtic won 4-0, so who cares?
I didn't think it was a penalty. His keepers came out. It wasn't one of those. It was just one of those.
With VAR, I think it falls into the category of whatever the referee gives on the pitch will back him up.
A waste of
Like if he gives a
VAR.
penalty, then I don't then overturn it.
No point bringing it in if we're not going to do anything with it. Just change everyone, but at least convince folk you're going to change your mind. Maybe. Make it entertaining.
Yeah, but they've been doing too much with it.
I'll just beat devil's advocate.
I can tell by your face.
Celtic looked very comfortable. Obviously, there's still some Celtic fans, I think I've read, kicking about saying, we're actually still not signed anyone. And it's a bit worrying for them that they feel, well, we're still not signed anyone in the key positions. Like, if we have people leave, we're a bit screwed.
I think they'll sign folk if key man leaves.
Just fixation on Adam Eder that if they don't sign him, they're panicking. I actually saw a Celtic podcast on Twitter or X, whatever, saying that if we're not signing him, we need a backup, and I think that's what Celtic are kind of failing to do at the minute. I think they're kind of putting all their eggs in one basket.
The Tommy Conway rumour's gone on all summer, and nothing's happened with it.
I was going to say they're doomed if they don't. If they sell O'Reilly and don't replace him.
I thought he'd have been gone by now, to be honest. I was hoping he'd be gone by now, to be honest.
That would be
the thing is, I was going to say that. The thing is, with Celtic especially, with Premier League clubs as well, do they think they can just rock up on deadline day and pay Celtic whatever?
Maybe.
With him playing, then now it's going to add to his fee with every good performance.
Yes, that is the other thing. And the other one is centre half for Celtic. I know Scales scored, but is Liam Scales really who you want in the Champions League?
Lagerbielko, I think he's away actually.
No,
the choice of centre halves isn't good.
It's not usually, to be fair. It's usually been quite mince from what I can remember.
But the one thing I can remember Celtic doing, yeah.
That's about the only really person I can think of, bar Scales.
The one thing I could think of Celtic doing, though, in the past few years is replacing players in the summer. Like, they have gone through a churn of good recruitment. We spoke about this before. Celtic's recruitment has genuinely been okay. This summer it feels like it's not going okay.
I hope that comes back later. Yeah, I think Schmeichel's a good signing. Bit of experience. I know it's not the young keeper that's going to stay for years that they kind of hoped for, but you recruit that keeper while you've got him in the. He's the target. And, yeah, I wasn't too scared when Joe Hart came in, but I was a bit more when I saw Schmeichel sign. So
they've now got a year to sign a really good young keeper, because ultimately, again, I've said this before, if you're Celtic in the position where Schmeichel's going to stay for a couple of seasons, you want a keeper that you can keep for 2 or 3 years, get them from somewhere, keep them for 2 or 3 years, sell them to the Premier League for a ton of money. That is the Scottish model. That's why I was a bit worried about Celtic signing Schmeichel. But as you say, it gives them time to find the right person. But I don't think that model is a good idea.
It's worked for years for them, so why change it?
But the only really experienced keepers they've had have been Hart and Schmeichel now. They had Barkas before that, who was terrible. And that's possibly what's triggered this.
I don't think they've really had a big standout keeper since Forster the first time.
When he came back, he was pretty shite from what I can remember. Did he come back? I'm sure he did.
He did, but I think it might have been injured. I could be wrong.
He didn't play as much.
I think Barkas should come back. I miss him.
So Bain for a while. He was never very good.
Yeah, exactly.
So good for them.
I'm still, if you're a Celtic fan, I think you're still looking ahead to the Champions League, knowing you've got 8 games, thinking we need a few more people in the door.
8 games
in the Champions League this season, yeah.
6, isn't it?
We'll change the format.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I forgot to change it. I chose to repress that.
Speaking of European football, another team who has European football who got a good result recently, with a good result at the weekend opening up, was St Mirren 3-0 against Hibs. I thought that was quite a good result.
Yeah.
Absolutely pumped them.
Puts them in good stead, obviously, a big result over Valor, getting through the next round. I haven't actually looked up who they've got in the next round.
Bran.
Oh,
So another Scandinavian, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, they've got Bran from Norway, from Bergen, and Kilmarnock away to Tromsø.
but yeah, I thought St Mirren looking decent, to be honest. A good result in Europe, and then carrying that on.
The goals and over. Two of them were really good. One was just pure Hibs being Hibs.
Hibs.
Yeah, lots of it was Hibs being Hibs. That, though, is a game, right? Hibs at home, first day of the season, after a crucial European qualifier. That is the type of game you look at as banana skin, and to win that so convincingly must be really encouraging. A really encouraging start of season for St Mirren fans. Ultimately, it would be great to see St Mirren or Kilmarnock, or both, go through. It's going to be hard for both of them. And at this stage, in that competition, you just want to have fun. And as much as you want to have fun, you're also at the stage, like, have fun, see how it goes. There's not really an expectation to do well.
Oh, I can think about it, Cindy Lauper.
Just want to have fun.
Well, but
St Mirren just want to have fun. Okay.
yeah, fine.
Let's move on.
But perhaps enjoy themselves is the best thing to say. Like, go out, enjoy yourselves. There's nothing to lose. You still need to get results in the league, and St Mirren were doing that and looked pretty good, as you say, Kyle. How worried should you be for Hibs?
I would say quite. David Gray just maybe isn't the right man.
Apparently, quite a lot of people had him in the Pie and Bovril first manager to leave their post this season, and they might not be too far off if that's how the season has started for the Highbees, especially considering their loss at Kelty in the League Cup as well. Just getting that in for.
I would say, as long as he leaves after Craig Levine, then I'm all right. I think that's our pick anyway.
Yeah.
As long as
that is.
All right. Well, speaking about managers leaving, let's move on back down to the Championship. A notable big tie in the first game week was Airdrie versus Wraith, and obviously Airdrie coming away with the 3 points. 70th minute goal from Dylan McDonald. And as a result of that, Wraith have I don't know if it was a mutual consent or I can't remember what they said, but Murray's gone. Murray is gone.
Before we do that, can we reflect on the goal? Because I have watched the goal, and the goal is absolutely horrendous. The goal, like, it's a short corner that goes back to the edge of the 18-yard box. And then, like, instead of pushing out, Wraith just seemed to stand there. And it doesn't even go straight in the box. It goes back towards where the corner came from. And there's a ball put in, and there's two people standing at the front post completely unmarked. It looks horrendous.
That advert not so good for Scottish football.
It's just your Championship standard goal defending even.
I know. I think it was worse than that. Like, I think it's awful defending for the goal, and that's one of the reasons why Murray's gone.
Is it just better because they balled the playoffs as well?
The thing is, I think I've seen a lot.
Sorry, go for it.
No, go on.
The bit that confuses me is if they are better, why did they give him the whole summer to then just sack him after one game?
Maybe they could get the first chance. I don't know, because you can't. Oh, you came second at the door.
The questions as well are right. One of the things that, like, Wraith fans have mentioned, and I think it was mentioned in the board's very long explanation, is that the form hasn't been there since Christmas.
They've not run Dundee United like the last day of the season.
They did, but their form since Christmas has not been good. I cannot remember the stats off the top of my head, but their form this calendar year has been absolutely atrocious. As you say, giving him one game is awful, and I kind of get the logic of, we want to get a new manager and to buy some players, but you should have bought your players by now. The good ones at that level have already gone.
Yeah, Josh. You get free agents, that's about it.
Speaking of...
But the good free agents will be gone by the 7th of August.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't just say, see you during the break and give a new manager a chance to actually build a squad. But Kyle, I'm sure you'll have the stats up for who's destined to be next to take the hot seat.
You know me so well. There's a few names kicking over the old rumour mill. his rival for the division, Mr. Rhys McCabe, is one of the names thrown about.
Shall we reflect on that one first?
No.
And say he would be absolutely stupid to get that job, to take that job.
He's on to good things, and I think that's a step in the wrong direction.
It's a step sideways at best. And like, again, you're a young manager, your stock's quite high at the moment. We spoke about this, or I spoke about this in the preview episode last week, that at some point a Premiership team's going to come calling. Don't leave all your good work to go try something at Wraith, because you've seen it before, where a manager who's been doing so well goes to a new team and just can't get it to click. You know, if he goes to Wraith and it goes badly, that's like, he's going to have to work really hard to get into the position he is again.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before he gets his big Premiership move. So, patience is a virtue. The next name is Mr. Kevin Thompson.
Who gets linked with every
Friends
Scottish
aboard.
team that needs a manager.
He's one of those, not managed since KILLIE were in League 2, so do the maths.
Would be a good opportunity for him if you're a supporter, probably quite underwhelming. Like, we can do better than this.
It was reasonably good at KILLIE, I think.
He was.
Well, it must have been got them up, but I mean,
he was, but I don't think it's a name where if you're a Wraith fan, you're very happy by Kevin Thompson arriving.
he did want full-time employment, so that's why he left, apparently.
And the fact he's not found any is a bit concerning.
I genuinely thought he was destined for the Queen's job, to be honest.
I would have took him
So
before
did I.
Pete.
But that's a different story. Right, you got any more names on your list?
Speaking of Queens, Mr. Marvin Bartley's one of them.
Oh, God.
Oh, well.
You
I
did
don't
so well at nearly getting Queen's relegated, Martin. Here you go, son.
Here you go. Take a different team to get nearly relegated. No, we said this at the time. We've said, or Queen's fans have said, Marvin Bartley in a higher division with a different dressing room might work. It
Yeah,
probably
good.
won't, and it'll be funny,
I think it would work.
but I don't know.
You'd probably still try
Again,
and
if
blame
you're
Sandra. Any Queen's fans listening? Sorry.
I could maybe
if
do-
you're a Wraith fan and Marvin Bartley comes in, you're also going to be raging. You're going to go, this is not a trade up. Like, he is not. Marvin Bartley turning at the door is not someone you go, right, we're winning the league.
This is a key excerpt from this wee blurb thing they gave him. He's young, ambitious, and hungry, who would represent a fresh take for Wraith. Next one is Cliftonville's Jim Maggleton.
Okay.
He's done alright at Cliftonville, so I mean,
That's your left field appointment, and to be honest, it's probably a better option than most of the names we've heard so far, apart from Rhys McCabe, which is unrealistic.
he's got a club, so I can't see him leaving, but you never know. A throwback one is Tam Kurtz. He did alright at Dundee United back in the day.
Yeah, he'd probably do quite a good job. To be honest, that's probably the best name you've read me so far.
Same
They
as
fucked up.
I was going to say same as Kevin Thompson. He has to be on the list if there's a Scottish team looking for a new manager. Sorry.
But he did fuck off to Hungary, if I'm right, didn't he? Or Iceland, or
I don't know.
some bizarre nation.
Well, if he was hungry, he might have fucked off to Iceland.
He might have. I don't know. I never asked him. Next
Thank
is
you. Just on that subject, Robert. Sorry, Kyle.
no. It's fine.
When you say Kevin Thompson and Tam Kurtz, surely you're much more excited if Tam Kurtz comes through the door than Kevin Thompson.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Depends a year. Oh,
Right.
I'll move on. Next is Yogi John Hughes. I don't know what he's doing in his life.
Not
I think
managing where he was before.
it's like
No.
we've run out of names for this list, and it's not big enough yet. Let's just get a few more on this list.
No, I had a job since 2022, so there's 2 years without a job. The last one's a good one, actually. Gary Naismith,
That would be an interesting appointment, actually.
of the first season of League One with Steny. So, I can't see it, but you never know.
And a good win for Steny at the weekend as well, actually. I don't think anyone expected Steny to beat Arbroath at the weekend. 2-1.
I certainly didn't.
No,
Should have really, because Stenny were quite good.
Especially since you picked Arbroath to win the league.
Yeah, it's standard, really. I did see another name floated about. It was Paul Hanlon, who, of course, plays for Wraith.
Yeah, I heard rumours of a Hanlon Stevenson co-appointment, which, again, it's just poor.
It's classic Scottish football, though. Appoint your oldest player.
Well, maybe not oldest, but it's worked for Airdrie, so at the same time.
Appoint your most sensible player.
Someone can tell me if I'm talking complete shit or not. But I heard rumours, and I'm not sure truly, but I heard rumours last season that there was evidence that the board weren't that keen on going up, and they were quite glad that Wraith didn't go up. So, one, has there been a discussion in the back room where this has kind of came out, or they've not given him as much money as he's been promised, and therefore this has led to this situation? But also, if you give Hanlon Stevenson that job, that to me is what that signifies. We're looking for Wraith in this appointment, either a statement that says, we really want to win this league, or a statement that says, who cares?
If they don't
I can't see that one happening.
If they don't go, I think they'll try to put the brakes on before they get too carried away. If that makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's not right, and I think it'll come to light at some point, but now's not the time, so it'll come through. So, yeah, in the comment section, leave a wee comment. Who do you think will be the next Wraith manager?
Hunter Likes and Greg will apply for it.
What?
You'll apply for the Wraith job if we get Hunter Likes.
Well, okay.
Make it 10. Let's make it realistic.
Just make it 1. Fuck it.
I don't like this thing.
No, because that'll be you.
Right.
I'll dislike it.
Doesn't matter. I just said likes.
Well, it's getting a bit tense, so let's get on with the game then and see if it's still as tense after that. I'm back on the game after another crushing defeat last week, but I've wrote categories at the top, but it's a transfer game because I changed my mind. There's no theme this week. For those who have never listened to the transfer game before, here you go. Depending on which clue the gentleman guessed the player on is depending on the points. Kyle's winner's belt has returned. Eventually, yes, after a long period in transit. So I will give the clue. So 5 is year and fee, 4 is position, 3 is nationality, 2 is team they left, and 1 is team they joined. We sometimes have a theme. There's no theme this week, so there's no extra points up for grabs. Is that a rolling pin?
No, it's a doorstop. That's all I've got.
And on that note, let's go.
Oh,
2022.
shit, I don't have any paper.
1.5 million.
Greg's rolling pin.
No points.
Move on.
2022, 1.5 million for a midfielder.
Excuse me. Oscar Cortez.
No.
Kieran Dowell.
2022, 1.5 million for a midfielder from Japan.
Matomo.
Nope.
I don't know the Japanese midfielders.
A tie.
3 points.
Turns out I do know more Japanese midfielders.
I was trying to work out which one it was, and I was like, my dad probably pick as an attacker, so...
Yeah, that's why I thought you might get attacked pretty quickly. Obviously left Kawasaki Fontale, I think you pronounce it, to join Celtic. Obviously these fees are in euros for context, so I didn't mention that at the start. Anyway, 2015, 63 million.
Year, sorry,
2015.
2015.
So you know what, 3 from. Gassy.
63 million.
Oh,
Kylian Mbappe.
No.
Raheem Sterling.
Nope. 2015, 63 million for a winger.
See, that sounds like Raheem Sterling.
Philip Coutinho.
No.
2015. I don't know. Ferran Torres.
Nah. 2015, 63 million from a winger from Argentina.
Angel Di Maria.
3 points.
Oh, well.
Left Manchester United to join PSG.
This is not going to plan.
Number 3. 2016, 2.25 million.
Johnny
Ireland.
Russell. Sorry.
I'll need you to repeat that. Apologies, I cannot hear them both at once. One
Go
is
on. Ladies first.
Oh, mine was a mean guess, so I don't care. Stephen Ireland.
no.
I said Johnny Russell.
No. 2016, 2.25 million, sorry, for defender.
What's that guy called? Siminovic.
Nope.
Fabio Cardoso.
Nope. 2016, 2.25 million for defender from Ukraine.
Sinchenko.
3 points. Left FC Ufa to join Manchester City. I thought the year might throw you.
Nice.
Back on.
Move for ages back.
2017, 9 million.
Dominic Solanke.
Nope.
Jordan Ibe.
Nope. 2017, 9 million for a defender.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
Greg Taylor.
Negative.
Don't know.
Cheers.
Right. 2017, 9 million for a defender from Scotland.
Oh, Robertson.
3 points.
That's his whole one, isn't it?
From Hull to Liverpool. So, this is the decider.
Yep.
Are you ready?
No.
Yes.
2015, 12 million.
Jordan Ibe.
Nope.
12, you say. Shinji Okazaki.
No. 2015, 12 million for an attacker.
Leonardo Ulloa.
Nope. Mainly due to the fact I don't really know who he is.
Well, Leicester also signed him before they won the league.
Just play, I don't know.
2015, 12 million for an attacker from Mexico.
Chicharito.
Jimenez.
Chicharito was correct. It was Javier
Chicharito.
Hernandez. Left
Well done.
Manchester United to join Bayer Leverkusen. Congratulations, Kelly.
Well
You
done.
got that one from the grass. From the.
He really did.
I don't even know the analogy I was going for. I'm tired.
That's what he does.
Right, let's
That's what he
pass on
does.
to him. Let's pass on to him. It's his baby.
Me? Oh, yes. So, on the socials, we'll be posting the FPL is coming back. So, if you want to win, you better join it. Well, I don't know if we'll post the wee thingy here or no, but it'll be in the comments.
Just a reminder which of the three of us finished top in the FPL league last season.
I can't fucking mind.
You never won that.
Yeah.
You never won it outright, so there's no
Yeah,
need for that.
nobody cares for second place.
I'm going for a mid-table finish this year, and my job might be at risk.
Mate, you should be aiming to win it.
The league is sitting at 1. Me.
I don't care. It's all about taking part. Hey. Anyway, join it. We'll put it on the socials.
Socials
speaking
and in
of-
the comments and all that.
Yeah. Speaking of socials, get them followed if you don't already. Some interaction would be great. But yeah, that wraps up episode 88. Thank you very much for listening. Catch us again next week as always. See you later.